goodness! What a jam!
Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of Countdown to Tip-Off, presented by Pikeville Medical Center. I'm Andrew Joyce, your host, and Countdown to Tip-Off is a high school basketball spotlight program. We'll take a look at game highlights, have your Player of the Week nominees with individual performances spotlighted, and of course, player and coach interviews. All coming up on this edition of Countdown to Tip-Off as we count down to tournament time around the Commonwealth. Let's get things started with last Thursday's action. Lawrence County taking on Belfry in a 60th district matchup. This was all Bulldogs, 96-72 over the Pirates. Timmy Dalton had a double-double, 24 points, 16 rebounds to lead Lawrence County. In other action, a 57th district showdown of crosstown rivals, Johnson Central and Paintsville getting together. We'll go to the highlights with Caleb Noe.
My name is Noah Cole. This is Johnson Central Basketball on EKB TV. J1! JC! J1! JC! J1! JC! Ah!
One of the top rivalries in the 15th region, Johnson Central hosting Paintsville in a 57th district showdown. Paintsville beat Central at Paintsville earlier this season. The Eagles looking for some revenge in front of a huge home crowd. Luke Trimble knocked down this mid-range floater, but when Johnson Central played well, they absolutely took over. Mason Blair was a big help. 3 here, and then another one from all the way out at the Floyd County line. I mean, my goodness, way out there, but right on the money. He finished with 23 points, 2 of those here in transition. Peyton Smith gets Paintsville back up and rolling with this pull-up J. A nice little touch shot inside. Johnson Central still up at this point, though, 45-32. But then this one guy took over, and hey, he's pretty good. Kyle Gullett. He led rebounding and scoring for both teams. 28 points, 13 rebounds for the double-double. That one was a buzzer beater at the end of the third, right on time, right on the money. And then this one off the assist from Braxton Blair. Gullett, one of the 15th's finest this season. He spoke with us after the game about the atmosphere in the gym.
It's indescribable, really. When you're out there, the crowd pumps you up, and it's just, I mean, falling down, it doesn't even matter. You just get right back up, and you want to be in there all the time. This was probably the craziest atmosphere that we've had so far, and it was awesome.
Gullett says the team's goals are set high, as always.
Compete for a regional championship, obviously, and try to go down to state and make some noise.
Back to the game. Fourth quarter, Cash Daniel off the pass from Smith. Paintsville would score 22 in the fourth quarter. Luke Daniels up top drops in 3 of those. He finished the night with 8 points, 5 boards, and 6 assists. And another one here. This time it's Matt Miller. Paintsville shot it well late, but had a hard time stopping Gullett. In transition here off the pass from Braxton Blair. Paintsville would answer. Zach Collins was 4 of 7 on the night with 11 points. He floats in a triple here, but Johnson Central gets the win. Final score 74-56. We talked to Johnson Central assistant coach Jason Shepard about the importance of the game and this rivalry.
We needed to send a good message, that we could still win that ball game, and it's always a good atmosphere for our community too, because in our community, as you can see from the crowd we had here tonight, it brings a lot of people out and support the teams.
Coach Shepard said he's impressed with his team's ability to overcome adversity this season.
Well, from the beginning of the year, we started out in with a little bit of a rough patch, but we had a lot of injuries and a lot of injuries to significant players. But after we got everybody back in practice and got things going, it got things smoother and getting back comfortable with each other.
I'm Caleb Noe. You're watching Countdown to Tip-Off on EKB TV. Back to the studio, Andrew.
Thanks, Caleb. Kyle Gullett, the big man, 28 points, 13 rebounds in the win for Johnson Central. In Friday's action at the 58th District, BETSY LAYNE looking to lay claim to the top seed in the 58th District. The Bobcats 66-56 winners over Allen Central. Laco Daniels a double-double, 14 points, 13 boards for the Bobcats. And Sheldon Clark taking on Phelps, 78-53 winners. The Cardinals got 23 points and 13 rebounds from Dylan James in the win. And Friday night, a 59th District battle taking place at Lick Creek. Eastridge and Shelby Valley, a showdown with top seed on the line in the 59th District. Let's go to the gym.
A 59th District showdown in Lick Creek, East Ridge defends the home floor against Shelby Valley.
The 59th, totally up for grabs this season. Somebody has to win a road game.
You're right, but East Ridge off to a nice start in this one. Johnny Miller gets a hand on the pass and takes it all the way to the other side.
He can score the basketball, but he's also a great defender. A huge part of the Warriors basketball program in the last few years.
Miller would complete the three-point play, East Ridge by 6 early, but then Valley catches fire, and we all know they can really shoot it.
Dalton Richardson makes a beautiful pass look effortless, and Michael Fields knocks down a deep shot.
If you thought that shot was a deep one, wait just 1 minute. Exactly 1 minute later in the game, my goodness. Right at the buzzer and a hole-in-one on a par 5.
That's a big-time momentum heading into the locker room. Score 24-20, Shelby Valley.
Second half, East Ridge takes a slight lead, but Shelby Valley right back at it from the perimeter. It's Richardson again.
He'll shoot it from anywhere.
Oh yeah, and here's another. But watch this. I mean, it's sort of anticlimactic, but the full court shot, oh my goodness, almost in. Not a bad shot, but Trey Little just a little off target.
This next one, easily the play of the week, maybe the play of the season, Caleb.
Michael Kahn, Johnny Miller, and Austin Hilton, all three in transition. Oh, Lord! That's how you spell trouble for Shelby Valley. Take another look.
Huge play for East Ridge, a game changer. Warriors on top by 7, and they've got all the momentum.
Hilton always seems to find a way to change the game. Shelby Valley would try to make a run at the end. Lamont Wright drives for 2, and Hunter Swindle will score on the elusive layup, but it wouldn't be enough. East Ridge wins at home, 57-49.
Everyone's won at home so far in the 59th. It all comes down to the East Ridge Pikeville game. You'll see that later on in the show.
I'm Caleb Noah with Michaela Colley, and this is Countdown to Tip-Off on EKB TV.
Thanks so much, Caleb. East Ridge takes control over their own destiny in the seeding for the 59th District. We'll find out how the Warriors did later in the week against Pikeville in determining the top seed in the district. East Ridge 57-49 winners over Shelby Valley. More great games over the weekend, and then, of course, on a terrific Tuesday, high school basketball saw district top seeds claimed. We have those still to come on this edition of Countdown to Tip-Off. Player and coach interviews, a look at the AP Top 10 rankings, and our Player of the Week nominations. All still to come when Countdown to Tip-Off returns. Welcome back to Countdown to Tip-Off, a high school basketball spotlight program where we spotlight individual performances. We'll have your Player of the Week nominations, also a look at game highlights from last week's key games throughout the area. We'll also have the AP Top 10 rankings and player and coach interviews. Let's get back to action from last weekend. On Saturday, Lawrence County stepping out of the region, taking on Williamsburg. Timmy Dalton with a huge night, 38 points, 10 rebounds, leading Lawrence to a 110-78 win over Williamsburg. It was Sheldon Clark battling Belfry, and the Cardinals get a 64-50 win over the Pirates. In other action, the 58th District battle between South Floyd and Prestonsburg. And we have a look at both boys and girls highlights. Let's look at the girls game highlights first.
Tournament time right around the corner. Some big-time implications surrounding this one in the 58th. Prestonsburg at South Floyd in girls action. A scramble for the basketball, and Brooke Potter says, finders keepers. A low percentage shot, but 100% good this time. But for the Black Cats, Tiffany Meadows scores 18 a game this season, drops in 3 here. She scored 15 Saturday. When you can't get the first one to go, well, at least you got Taylor Berger there to follow it. She'd finish in double figures as well, but more from Prestonsburg, a step up too, and much better than the movie. Get it? Okay. Anyway, at the other side, Leanne Hall stepped up for the Lady Raiders, 19 points on the day. The team counted on her, and she came through, almost doubled her season scoring average. Allison Hall led Peaburg with 16 on the day, 2 of those here. So here you go, Raiders up 62-56, under 2 minutes left, but oh no, a steal that'll go all the way for 2, so a 4-point game. 62-58, South Floyd leads. But Prestonsburg all but done in this one. Contested shot, but right in, and the home crowd can't believe it. Berger would knock down an important free throw, so it's 64-60 with under 10 ticks left, but Leanne Hall again in the corner. Oh, but wait. 60 plus 3, 63. It's not going to be enough. South Floyd holds on at home, 64-63, and the Lady Raiders own a share of the district title for the first time ever.
We played bad the first season. Prestonsburg drilled us. But they kept working, and this is the result you get from hard work. I'm confident in those girls. You ain't got a lot to lose when you had a season like last year. You can only go up, and that's what we want. My girls do not respond to me just jumping all over them and telling them how bad they're playing. Now, some kids do respond to that, and I understand that, but my girls don't. So now, I tried that last year, staying on to them, and obviously it didn't respond, 5-21. This year, I've laid back a little bit. I try to correct some things, and it's worked out better for us. We don't score the ball great all the time, but I think if anybody watches this, I hope they say that the whole time we're on the floor, we're busting our tail on defense. And I think that's what I get out of my girls. And once they balled into it, that's been the results right there.
Fun to see the girls celebrate on the home floor. That's where the district tourney will be, by the way. I'm Caleb Noe. You're watching Countdown to Tip-Off on EKB TV. Let's send it back to Andrew.
Thanks, Caleb. South Floyd Lady Raiders get the win 64-63 over the Lady Black Cats of Prestonsburg. In boys action, we have highlights of this 58th District showdown as well.
This is Brett Daniels, and this is South Floyd basketball on EKB TV.
R-E-I-D-R-S, South Floyd Raiders. R-E-I-D-R-S, South Floyd Raiders.
Late in the season, every district matchup is just that much more important. Tonight it's Prestonsburg taking on South Floyd in 58th District action, right here at Raider Arena. You're watching Countdown to Tip-Off on EKB TV. Over in High Hat, South Floyd with a chance to really shake up the 58th District. Prestonsburg trying to get an upper hand looking ahead to the postseason. South Floyd did what they usually do, working it into Big Papa. Papa Trammell off the inbound oop from Hunter Johnson. That's not the last you'll see of Johnson, just take my word for it. But then Jaron Hall, this kid's got range, knocks down the three to put Peaburg up 12-9. Hang on, it's pretty neat. South Floyd has 9. Okay, big deal, right? Well, notice this, on the drive from the left side, all the Raiders fans sitting down at this point until this. But what it was, they all made an agreement before the game to stay sitting until the Raiders' 10th point. Pretty neat. And the student section kept things going all night. This time standing behind their young gun freshman J.R. Tackett on the mid-ranger. The Prestonsburg freshman Phil Cornett came to play too, an offensive rebound and a putback. Puts Prestonsburg back on top by 1. And I said we'd see more Hunter Johnson deep ball. Got it. But no, really, there's more. Just believe me. Got you on the edge of your seat now. Just wait. The assist from Hall to Gerald down the floor in transition puts 2 more on the board for Prestonsburg, and the Black Cats have this guy named Dalton Frazier. He's a fun one to watch. He'll absolutely score the basketball, dropped in 19 on Saturday. Now watch JR on this one. He's number 1. To get the steal, not commit the foul, that's impressive. You slow it down, you see, well, it really was all ball. And what's more, get this kid a plane ticket. He's going coast to coast, and a fancy little move to top it all off in the front court. He's a freshman, but got a big leadership role on the team for a young guy.
It's hard, but I got to step up and be a captain and got to keep my team in place and just make big plays at the right time. We really want to win district because it's been quite a while, like about 10 years. Just it'd be something special. And we're defending our court, so it means a lot.
For Prestonsburg, Chatlin Jarrell pitches in his 3 cents for the day, but wait just a minute. Just when we almost gave Jarrell an assist on this sweet little pass, get up, son! Get up! JR stands for just rejected this week. That blocked shot and a transition pass down the floor to Jacob Collins for the 3-point play, and I know you've been waiting for it. Well, as you know, this is Hunter Johnson on the inbound pass. What you might not know is he's actually the quarterback for South Floyd's football team. You don't believe me? Well, yeah, watch it again. Hot route, Andrew Tackett going long. Pass is right on the money. Touchdown Raiders, give them 7 points for it. Andrew Tackett with a little touchdown celebration at the end, some Chad Ocho Cinco or Uno Cinco in his case. No flags on the play though, and South Floyd gets the win 71-50. It's a 3-way tie for second in the 58th. BETSY LAYNE is the standout at first. Coach Justin Holbrook spoke with us afterward.
They dictated the pace in the first half, and we kind of struggled a little bit offensively there in the second quarter. And in the halftime, we talked to them about pushing the ball up the floor, working a little bit harder on defense, and it turned in some easy layups for us. The community's turning out, the crowd seem a lot better. This is my 3rd year, and the last 3 district games, we've just had an unbelievable crowd. I think it's great for the community, and it's just hopefully we can carry the momentum over into the district tournament because it is going to be here this year. If we play our game, I feel like we can beat anybody on our own floor.
I'm Caleb Noe for EKB Sports. Back to the studio, Andrew.
Step forward to Tuesday night's action. Shelby Valley on the road to Martin County to take on Sheldon Clark. It was a shootout between Dylan James of the Cardinals and Shelby Valley's Hunter Swindle. James finished with 28 points, Swindle with 24. Sheldon Clark gets the win, 64-63 over the Wildcats. In other action, too much Kyle Gullett as the Johnson Central big man tossed in 21 points, 8 rebounds, leading the Eagles to the win over Pike Central 79-58. Braxton Tibbs had 18 to lead Pike Central. And finally, our EKB TV game of the week Tuesday, a 59th District regular season battle with East Ridge at Pikeville to face the Panthers, and the Warriors looking to take the top seed in the 59th District tournament coming up if they get a win over the Panthers. This one a hard-fought battle from the start to the finish. Let's go to the gym.
A lot on the line at Pikeville High School Wednesday. I'll say this, Shelby Valley hoping for a Pikeville win and a three-way tie for the 59th, but East Ridge could win the regular season title outright with a victory in this one. Pikeville would get on the board first. It's a pass all the way down the floor from Blaine May to Connor Reisner. East Ridge would take the lead back, and it's one of the most prolific scorers in the 15th region, Johnny Miller. He's a good one to have on your side. You know why? Well, because he can do this too. Lights out, and that's why he's in the 2,000-point club. It's a pretty special club to be a part of. But Pikeville ready to battle, Wyatt style. Wyatt battle drives for a contested 2. Panthers back on top by 1. 3 seconds left, first half. You know this guy's good. His first name says it all. It's Caleb Skeens at the buzzer, and it's Pikeville by 3 at the half. Third quarter, Pikeville trying to utilize Big Huff. The give and go from May, and Zach Huffman says, well, I just may. After a technical on East Ridge, Pikeville's Ryder Johnson knocks down a pair of free ones. Looking like Pikeville's game right now, but wait. Here's a little tray from Trey Little. And just like that, back to a one-possession game, and then Austin Hilton cuts it to 1. That's not all from him. Let me just say, this kid does play with an attitude. I'll give you that. But it's passion, and I'll take him on my team any day. Pikeville would take the lead back by 1, but Little still playing big. Shot this one from way out in Lick Creek and drained it. East Ridge back on top. Panthers would take a timeout, and we'll take you to the floor for the final 12 seconds. I'm Caleb Noe for EKB TV.
Panthers need to know if they're going to foul. Throw the shot up. May's got it with 7 seconds. Gets the opening. Drive. Back to battle. 3 seconds. Flip shot in the lane. No good. Rolls off. East Ridge will win the 59th District regular season crown. 45-43 winners over the Pikeville Panthers.
That's East Ridge claiming the top seed in the 59th District Tournament with a 45-43 win over Pikeville. Austin Hilton led the Warriors with 15 points. Pikeville's Wyatt Battle led with 12. East Ridge gets the top seed. Pikeville will be the number 3 seed in the 59th District Tournament to be played at Shelby Valley. It's countdown to tip-off presented by Pikeville Medical Center. Still a lot on the way, including our Hutch Chevrolet Player of the Week nominations, and we'll name our Hutch Chevrolet Player of the Week. Also, we'll take a look at the AP Top 10 rankings and key games coming up around the area this weekend and next week. Believe it or not, the final week of the high school basketball regular season. It's all still to come when Countdown to Tip-Off returns. Welcome back to Countdown to Tip-Off, presented by Pikeville Medical Center. It's a high school basketball spotlight show, and of course we take a look at individual performances throughout the area. Also, we have your AP Top 10 rankings to be released, and of course game highlights from key games throughout the area. And we'll take a look at some key matchups still to come, including those final week of the regular season games upcoming. First, last week's Hutch Chevrolet Player of the Week. Laco Daniels of BETSY LAYNE had 2 double-doubles in wins over Montgomery County and South Floyd. 12 and 10, 17 points, 18 rebounds against South Floyd. Daniels, you may hear that name again coming up this week. This week's Hutch Chevrolet Player of the Week nominees: from South Floyd, J.R. Tackett. Tackett tossed in 22 points, had 9 rebounds and 3 blocks in a Raiders win over Prestonsburg. Another Hutch Chevrolet Player of the Week nominee, Dylan James of Sheldon Clark. 24 points, 7 rebounds in a win over Tulsa. And of course, Dylan James with a huge night against Shelby Valley when he tossed in 28 points to lead the Cardinals. Laco Daniels, a repeat nominee for the BETSY LAYNE Bobcats with another double-double, 14 points and 13 rebounds in a win over Allen Central. Speaking of Allen Central, Devin Horn had 27 points to be nominated in that loss to BETSY LAYNE. And the big man from Johnson Central, Kyle Gullett, double-double seems to be his middle name. 19 points, 16 rebounds in a win over Breathitt County. And Kyle Gullett had 28 points and 13 rebounds in a win over Paintsville. Not to mention 21 points, 8 rebounds in a win over Pike Central. Another Hutch Chevrolet Player of the Week nomination for Mason Blair of Johnson Central. 26 points in the win over Breathitt County. 23 points in the hard-fought win over Paintsville. Pike Central's Brad Elkins had 19 points in a win over Belfry. Those 19 points leading the way as the Hawks claim the top seed in the 60th District with that win over the Pirates. And teammate Teddy Smith of Pike Central, also a big night against Belfry, claiming that top seed, 19 points for Teddy Smith. From Eastridge, Jacob Cheney had 16 points and 9 rebounds in that district win over Shelby Valley. Jacob Cheney, a nominee for this week's Hutch Chevrolet Player of the Week. Zach Huffman of Pikeville, 7 points. Not impressive in the scoring column, but get this, 23 rebounds in the Panthers win over Prestonsburg. Zach Huffman, again, a Hutch Chevrolet Player of the Week nomination. And finally, from Lawrence County, Timmy Dalton, 24 points, 16 rebounds in a win over Belfry. Couple that with 38 points and 10 boards in a win over Williamsburg. Timmy Dalton of Lawrence County is your Hutch Chevrolet Player of the Week. Congratulations to all of our nominees in this week's action. And as we take a look at the Player of the Week nominations and our Player of the Week, time to take a look at the top teams in the Commonwealth. Your Kentucky Associated Press top 10 rankings. Starting first at number 10, DuPont Manual of Louisville. Coming in this week at number 9, Hopkinsville. From Northern Kentucky, Covington Catholic in this week at number 8. At number 7, we'll head west, Owensboro with a 22-2 record. Taylor County, 22-4 in this week at number 6. At number 5, after a loss to Southwestern, Knott County Central's Patriots, 23-2, fall from number 2 to number 5. At number 4, receiving one first place vote, 23-3, Newport Central Catholic, coming off an All-A State Boys Basketball Championship. At number 3 in the Kentucky AP rankings this week, 22-3, we'll head all the way west to Henderson County. At number 2, 19-4 on the year, Louisville Trinity will take a step up and still in the top spot with a 24-2 record, receiving 14 of 15 first place votes. Louisville Ballard in at number 1 in your Kentucky AP rankings this week. It's Countdown to Tip-Off presented by Pikeville Medical Center. And as we wind up this edition of Countdown to Tip-Off, time to take a look at some key matchups coming up this weekend. On Friday, we'll cross the Tug River and look at some West Virginia action. A key game on 96.5 WXCC. Chapmanville will be at Mingo Central to face the Miners. In other action, on Classic Rock 103 Friday, the Cavaliers of Jenkins go to Shelby Valley. On ESPN Radio and our EKB TV Game of the Week, South Floyd travels to Letcher Central to face the Cougars. And on the Oldies Radio Network Friday night, The Bulldogs of Lawrence County visit Pikeville to face the Panthers. Coming up Saturday, one of the most heated rivalries since these schools have been around. Pikeville will travel a few miles atop Buckley's Creek to face Pike Central. You'll catch all the action beginning at 7:15 Saturday on WDHR and the Oldies Radio Network. Coming up next week, it's the final week of the Kentucky high school basketball regular season. Several games, teams step out of district competition, taking on some regional opponents and even stepping out of the region. Tune-up games as the district tournaments get started on February 23rd, and EKB TV cameras will be there to bring all the action to you from the district and regional tournaments coming up over the next several weeks. You've been tuned to Countdown to Tip-Off, a high school basketball spotlight show with player and coach interviews, game highlights, Associated Press rankings of the teams, and of course our Hutch Chevrolet Player of the Week nominations. Countdown to Tip-Off, a presentation of EKB TV and brought to you by Pikeville Medical Center. I'm Andrew Joyce. Thanks for tuning in.